And we want to get back to that breaking situation at the home of Gannon Stauch in El Paso County. Our crew there at the scene saw a flash, heard yelling. We know police have been in and out of this home all night as a search for the 11-year-old boy continues. We are waiting for word from investigators as to what exactly is taking place. We will bring you updates if they come in tonight.
In the wake of an unspeakable tragedy, it is essential to remember the young life that was taken far too soon. Today, we gather not only to unravel the details of a heartbreaking case, but also to pay homage to the memory of Gannon Stauch. Let us take a moment to reflect on the vibrant spirit that touched the lives of those around him and the enduring love that surrounds his family. There are stories that shake communities to their core. One such case is that of Gannon Stauch, a young boy whose life was cut short under horrifying circumstances. Join us on a journey as we delve into the intricate details of this tragic murder, unearthing the investigation, the events leading up to the crime, and the aftermath that sent shockwaves through the nation. Gannon Stauch was a precious, sweet, innocent 11-year-old boy, full of life and dreams. Born on September 29, 2008, in South Carolina, he was described as a bright and kind-hearted child who enjoyed outdoor activities and spending time with his family. He was smart and gifted in talented programs in school. He possessed a radiant smile and a heart full of dreams. He was a beacon of joy, adored by his family and friends. Gannon's endearing personality, coupled with his love for adventure and exploration, left an indelible mark on everyone he encountered. Gannon had received a video game system the Christmas prior to him being reported missing. His dad, Al, stated that Gannon carried his new handheld system wherever he went. Gannon was also reportedly a mama's boy and loved his mom, Landon. Leticia herself stated that Gannon was a helpful and sweet boy, always one to help whenever she needed it. Gannon was a miracle child. When he was born, he only had a 10% chance survival rate. He only weighed 1 pound, 6 ounces. He overcame the odds, though. What a special boy Gannon is. Gannon's family consisted of his father, Al Stauch, stepmother Leticia, sister Lena, and stepsister Harley. They seem like the epitome of a loving family. However, the tranquility of their home would soon be shattered in ways no one could have anticipated. On January 27, 2020, Gannon Stauch vanished without a trace. What initially began as a missing person case soon took a sinister turn. The investigation spread like wildfire across local and national news, gripping the hearts of millions. On January 20th, 2020, this is where the nightmare for the Stauch family begins. Leticias Stauch reports Gannon missing at 6:55 p.m. She reports him as a runaway. At 7:32 p.m., he is entered into state and national databases as an active runaway. No Amber Alert was issued. 3 days later, on January 30th, 2020, the case is upgraded from a runaway to an endangered missing child. I'm assuming law enforcement upgraded him to an endangered missing child because Leticia would not cooperate with police, and she gave numerous versions of events. On January 31st, 2020, Leticia speaks exclusively to 11 News reporter Spencer Wilson.
Any message for Gannon?
Gannon, when you get here, you'll be able to truly tell what happened. And then I really hope I get a sincere apology from everyone who has made all those things, especially from my husband.
That is one of the interview clips that former 11 News reporter Spencer Wilson referenced from the stand in court. Wilson told the courtroom when the camera stopped recording, Stauch wanted to redo her message to her stepson.
In this interview, she had told me that she believed he was coming home. She said yes, gave her statement, And I said, okay, we got it. And then she said, what if we did that one more time? And I said, sure, whatever you want. So I went back, turned the camera back on, but this time she was crying when she was not crying the first time.
I can't wait till you can come home and let everyone know that you're okay. We love you.
And her demeanor completely changed.
On February 3rd, 2020, a neighbor comes forward with a video showing a driver and passenger getting into a truck in the Stauch driveway the day Gannon went missing, with only one person returning hours later, Leticia. During the time Gannon is missing, Leticia tells Al 5 different versions of what happened to Gannon during recorded phone calls. During these phone calls, Leticia seemingly has no concern for Gannon's whereabouts or the fact that Al is losing his mind over his missing boy. Leticia is only focused on herself, her wants, and how she herself can get immunity. She stated from day one that she didn't hurt Gannon, so why would she be seeking immunity? Leticia also attempts, and fails, to try to purchase a fake polygraph test to show Al that she didn't hurt Gannon.
How can I help?
Yes, I didn't get any confirmation about my test I paid for.
And so just for reference sake, before we get too deep into the phone call, sounds like there's 2 voices.
That's correct.
Do you recognize one of the voices?
I do.
Is it the female voice?
Yes.
And whose voice is that?
That's the defendant's voice.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you, Angela.
Okay, can I have your name, please? I can check if we've got the order here.
Yes. Keisha, last name is Stauch, Stagch.
Okay, give me one moment, please. Let me have a little look. Okay, yeah, perfect. I can see that we've received that, and we have actually sent the test. Have you not received that yet?
Have what now?
We have already sent the results to your email account.
I don't have them. Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay, let me try resending that, and if you don't receive it, give us a call back.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, now. Bye-bye.
So Special Agent Cohen, the phone number that, at the very beginning, let me back up, there you can hear ringing. Does that indicate that this is a phone call that was initiated by the defendant to a particular place?
That's correct.
Were you able to investigate and determine who it was that she was calling?
I was.
What was the phone number that she was calling?
Objection, foundation would be. Mr. Allen?
I can lay some foundation, Judge.
Okay.
When a wiretap is obtained, does it record both the outgoing and receiving phone numbers?
As part of the overall wiretap in this investigation, we also installed something called a pen register trap and trace device. That particular device will record both the outgoing or incoming phone number from the subject telephone.
And so does that mean that the receiving phone, the person that is being dialed, or a place that the originator is dialing, would be caught in this trap and trace?
That's correct. It's identified as either an outgoing or incoming phone call, and we have the telephone numbers on both ends of that conversation.
And then were you able to look up that particular phone number that was dialed for this call and see it being associated with a particular web page?
Yes, I was.
What web page was that?
Fakepolygraph.com.
Okay. And is that what all of these phone calls are in relation to, is calls originated by the defendant to a purportedly fake polygraph.com webpage.
That's correct.
Okay, let's jump into 689 and permission to publish 689, Judge.
You may go ahead.
May I help?
Hi, yes, I was just talking to you. Is there a way you confirm where you sent those? Because I still didn't get them.
Yeah, so I'm just going to get that resent for you. So if you wait for the next sort of 10, 15 minutes and let me know if you haven't received it by then.
I was saying, can you check the email, because I just want to make sure.
Okay, yeah, give me a moment. Spelled TECIALYNN2006 @yahoo.com.
Okay, cool. So you said
Okay.
like 10, 15 minutes.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
In that particular phone call, did it sound like there was an email address that was confirmed to the defendant?
Yes.
What was that email address?
It was Tisha Lynn at 2000. I can't remember the exact address, but it was an address that we knew to be associated to the defendant.
Okay, and that's what sounds like an England English speaking person relayed, and then the defendant acknowledged that as being the correct email address.
That's correct.
Okay, and then 690, permission to publish, Your Honor.
You may go ahead.
Hello, how can I help?
Hi, yes, I'm calling again. I still didn't get that email.
Okay, can I ask your name, please?
It's last name Stauch, S-T-A-U-C-H.
Ah, right, yes, perfect. I can see here.
You told me 10, 15 minutes, and you said it again. I still don't have it.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, it's actually been blocked by management, this order, due to the content of the questions, so we're not going to be able to send this report.
Okay. So, do I get my money back?
Unfortunately, not on this case, no. Obviously, due to our terms and conditions, it does clearly state that any sort of illegal activities or anything like that, obviously the management do reserve the right not to send the report. Obviously, we do incur processing fees, so that's why a refund wouldn't be due.
So what do you do now? Just delete it and go on about life and keep money?
Yes, we would do indeed.
I got you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
In that particular call, is it essentially being communicated that a polygraph result is not going to be provided because it's associated with the illegal activity?
Is leading and further the jury has heard only their own determination. Sustained on the second grounds, the jury can make their own determination.
Okay. And then permission to publish 691.
You may go ahead.
Hi, how can I help?
Hi, did it hang up?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I can hear you now. How can I help you?
Okay. I talked to you earlier and you said that the request I did was blocked or something, but I looked on the terms and conditions and it says you can say things about like infidelity and stuff like that. So I'm not sure how that was blocked.
Say that again, sorry, that you can or can't.
No, okay, so I did a report earlier and you said you would send it to me. Then when I called back, you said it was blocked, that I wasn't allowed to get the report. But then I clicked the terms and conditions and it says you can do questions about infidelity and stuff like that.
Yes, infidelity you can, correct.
Right, and that's what I did.
Your report was about infidelity, was it?
What did you say?
So you're saying your report was about infidelity?
Yeah, like I answered, I put questions in for it, and you had to put like answers, and you said something about it being blocked.
Yeah, so what were your questions?
So it was about during the time that we were away inside of like in another state that I talked to, and I gave the person's individual's name, Ortega. That was one of them. Then it said, "Are your eyes blue?" And I did a couple of the questions that were on the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure in that case. Unfortunately, that's not what came through. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happened there then.
Because I read that you can do this. Yeah, it says on there that you can do that.
Yeah, you would be able to about infidelity, but the questions that were submitted for your order were not to do with infidelity.
Yeah, I didn't submit questions that were not to do with infidelity.
Okay. All right. See, well, I'll have to look into that then in that case.
Do you want me just to write you the questions down?
No, it's okay. I'll just need to have a look into this then to see what can be done.
Okay.
Just remind me again, what was the name on the report?
It was Stauch, Stauch.
Law enforcement, armed with forensic evidence and witness testimony, pieced together a chilling narrative. They alleged that Leticias Stauch had murdered Gannon in their family home and then disposed of his body. On March 2nd, 2020, Leticia was arrested in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. On March 4th, 2020, Leticia was being extradited from South Carolina back to Colorado, accompanied by 3 sheriff's deputies, traveling in a van. Leticia removed her handcuffs and proceeded to assault one of the deputies with an unopened can of Monster.
Total, that interview did last about 5 hours. Now, toward the very end of that interview, you can actually see Leticia and hear her telling deputies she's having chest pains, is dizzy, and thinks she's having a panic attack. Now, she asks for medical attention, then is transported to the hospital by an ambulance. Today, jurors also saw that video of the drive back to Colorado Springs after her arrest in South Carolina and the moment when investigators say she tried to escape in Kansas.
You can see Leticia moving around slightly, and that's because her hands are handcuffed to a belly band around her waist, and she is manipulating her hands out of the handcuffs, and she obtains a Monster energy can, and she strikes Deputy James in the face with that full unopened can.
Now in the video, you can also hear Leticia saying the deputy was threatening her. She wanted some fresh air. During cross-examination, Leticia's attorney also approached the stand with a book on mental disorders and confirmed the detective hasn't read it. Leticia's attorney then asked that detective if she gave her opinion on Leticia's sanity based on the definitions in that book. The detective then responded with no. Leticia was also seen reading that book throughout the trial on Wednesday afternoon. Now, again, this trial is expected to last for about another month or so. Coming up at some point, we're also expected to hear from doctors on both sides of this case, doctors that are going to be talking about Leticia's sanity evaluation. Also on that list of people expected to testify is Harley Hunt. That is Leticia's daughter. Right now, still unclear if and when she will testify during this trial. But of course, I'll be here every day bringing you the latest information on this case. For now, reporting live in Colorado Springs, I'm Ashley Portillo for News 5.
March 20th, 2020, Gannon's remains are found in a suitcase under a bridge near Pace, Florida, 1,500 miles away from his home. New charges are filed against Leticia. On June 4th, 2020, Leticia concocts a plan to escape from jail, unsuccessfully. On February 11th, 2022, Leticia changes her plea from not guilty to guilty by reason of insanity. As the legal proceedings unfolded, the courtroom became a battleground of emotions and shocking revelations. The prosecution meticulously presented a case against Leticias Stauch, relying on physical evidence and the testimonies of witnesses. The defense countered, attempting to cast doubt on the evidence while painting Leticias Stauch as a victim of circumstance. The trial captured the attention of the nation, leaving spectators anxious for justice to prevail. And it did. On March 8, 2020, a verdict was reached. Leticias Stauch was found guilty of numerous charges, including first-degree murder of a child under 12 and tampering with a deceased human body. She received 2 life sentences. She will never hurt another child again. It's just so unfathomable that she took the life of sweet Gannon. As we conclude our discussion on the murder of Gannon Stauch, it is crucial to address the individual responsible for this heinous act. Leticias Stauch, the stepmother of Gannon, was found guilty of his murder, and justice has been served. We must remember that her actions do not define the entirety of humanity, but rather serve as a reminder of the importance of vigilance in safeguarding the innocent and the vulnerable. Let us stand together in condemning such acts of violence, pledging to work tirelessly to protect and nurture our communities. In the wake of this tragedy, it is our duty to support organizations and initiatives dedicated to preventing child abuse, providing resources for victims, and promoting early intervention. May Gannon's memory inspire us to champion the cause of justice, ensuring that no child suffers such a fate again. Our deepest sympathies go out to Gannon's family, friends, and all those affected by this horrific crime. Together, let us foster a society that values and protects the well-being of every child, holding steadfast in our commitment to creating a safer and brighter future for all. See something, say something. Contact the Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-843-5678 if you do see something. You can also contact your local police department or 911. Always kiss your babies goodnight and keep them safe.